Hello phone, thank you for communicating with me about something that I do not fucking care about. Hello there, welcome. Why are we again on the grid? The server should be resetting. We should reset the race weekend. We're not heading into the race yet. What are these people doing for... Oh. Forwarding to the next session, okay. So we should now be heading into practice. Well, that's good. Fine, ACC, okay. I wanted to briefly actually extract the setup, but it's gonna be a bit more complicated probably. And stuff. Where's my panorama? There's my panorama. Boat, race set. Okay, extracted. So now I need the setup manager. Drag the boat set in there. And tell the boat set to go to Mount Panorama. Okay, add. And there is a boat set at Mount Panorama. Okay, that's good. So now I have a boat set. Oh god. Oh god, this preview, because if that showed up on stream I would be in trouble. I can tell that this is pretty bad. Oh boy. That is the... Because I was working on a certain livery and it's like it had the preview all the images that I used for that livery. So that's bad. That's obviously really bad with such a livery. Right. EBS down a click, tire set to 1, brakes down to 1. Brake bars, I think that's a fine number. There's quite a bit of suspension travel on the setup. Downforce is... These brake duct numbers are not gonna work. We have like 27 degrees right now for the race. I think we probably need like brake ducts 3 and 4. Yeah, I think 3 and 4 is probably a decent starting point. We don't have much time in practice now. As we'll work through different things. It's overcast, but it's still pretty hot. So we don't have unlimited time. Has a lot of rear toe. We're probably going to tune that immediately back out of the car. And we're gonna tune a bit more toe into the front, slight bit of toe out of the front, slight bit of cam out of the front tires before I even drive out. Okay. So is everything set up correctly? Yeah, we're on the correct scene and everything. Wait, did I unmute the audio? I nearly did it. I nearly did it again. Where I forget to unmute the audio. Oh, it nearly happened again. I've done this now a few times nearly. Okay. Good. Up the mountain it goes now. And because of the only 15 minutes of practice, well, I mean, I looked at the times briefly that they were lapping, and they seem to be lapping like 2:04, which I think is... I think those are solid times in GT3s. I'm not sure where the alien times are on this track. I don't think I've actually driven a GT3 competitively on this track. I've driven GT4 a few times actually on this circuit, including for an entire 4 hours. Over 100 laps in one go. Like, that wears you out a bit, I can tell you that. I have to see. So far on the initial outlap, I have not noticed any massive issues with the set. The tire seems to look good. Maybe a bit more area with brake bias. As I missed the first corner, basically. Whatever, we just need right now an orientation lap, what I'm capable of lapping on the circuit. Also, those times were done by people under fast conditions. Not in... I don't know if it's green. I think this is probably green, the track here. Just like brush up against the wall there. I need to figure out how to take this line over the top here. Because I think I'm lifting way too much. Yeah, there's a slight lockup for the dipper there. For sure I can get close up to the walls a bit more. Two minutes as sixes, I saw someone said. Let's see what we're going at. Traveling down Conrad and breakneck speed. Tire pressures are not even that terrible, but they're not great either. Oh man, I have a bad feeling looking at the lap time. Because we're over 2 minutes already. We still have a... It's not gonna be easy, I'm just saying that. I have to optimize like 2 seconds after this lap. I think that's perhaps possible even. I mean, I'm lifting a lot over the top there. I'm running way too wide there. Yeah, the tires seem to be actually getting up to pressure fully. So we're actually in running order. That's good. Kinda awesome. I'm pretty sure the car should be able to turn a bit at this point. I just need to move the brake bias, I think, a bit. Make it a bit more. But the setup is really good. This coach Dave said is. Probably a bit more on the understeer bias. But it's good. It doesn't murder you constantly. But it doesn't also have like massive understeer issues or anything. Should probably lift over the top there slightly. It's not gonna make a massive difference. Oh, overshot this part. And then still missed this apex. One advantage of a right-hand side drive car is that you can really align the exit there. Because you can feel how close you get to the wall.
Yellow flag is set to on.
The thing is, it's not just the personal. It's also an overall fastest. Not understeer out of this corner when I'm running that hot. But I'm basically tied with my own time right now. Still hit the wall there. And man, going flat over here. It's nuts. And I still can't get that apex right. It's scary enough in a left-hand drive car, that apex down the hill, because you basically have to drive into the wall to not drive and to get the correct line. Which is crazy down the hill there. I'm tied with my own time.
Yellow flag on, charge in front. Red on main, personal fastest lap.
I think that I need to make slight setup tweaks if I want to get Hell Corner any faster. It's not just brake bias. I think the front end just isn't going down enough and gripping up to pull it off. And then I missed this apex completely. I still head out way too wide there. I'm not sure if I need to take the field out for qualifying. I mean, I'm not beating them by that much, but I'm only 2/10 up on 2 people. But there's a few more tenths in this lap, and I'm not running with high fuel right now. And I don't know these people, they might just be
Yellow flag, be careful there.
hot lapping, because I think they've been on the server for quite a bit. They're not gonna suddenly pull out a few seconds here and surprise me. That's just not in their capabilities. So there's a high likelihood they are also running on low fuel already. I mean, I'm running 60 liters, so that's not like so low. Again, I missed Apex there. Slight lift is actually faster somehow. Lost quite a bit of time out of the exit there. Again, it's just practice right now. Move fastest on a sort of race trim, so and then I missed the apex, yeah. I wish coming too hot there. Didn't quite stop. Another missed apex. Right. Temperatures look pretty fine. Although we're now on a way hotter. It's gotten way hotter now. We are up to 35 degrees track. So we need to drop pressures. Man, my wheel is loud as hell right now. I'm dropping 0.4 out of my pressures. And then that's 16 liters into the car. Fuel. Brake bias, move that backwards to like 61.4. May need to slightly move the brake bias over the top of the mountain forward for Skyline, because I think the car is slightly oversteering over Skyline. But that's about it. Where I have any issues whatsoever with the car. Let's see what we can deliver with her. If we can follow up to practice and continuing to deliver 04s. Shifted too early there. Need to wait for the corner to complete. Although the problem is here at the bottom of the hill, you want more rearward brake bias to get the car rotated through the corners. So you need to brake while cornering. Slightly suspicious of my tires slightly going to overheat during the run. Well, that's going to be okay most likely.
Slow car ahead. Yellow flag, be careful there.
Bit too much curb there. Means that. Let's get our banker in. That's nice. Nice run for that corner.
Slow car ahead.
I mean, the interesting part is that someone is in the front with a Ferrari, actually, despite that I can't put on the part, so I have to be a bit afraid of that guy. I think just staying on the brakes for that section might make sense. And then I completely missed the elbow. Let's see what we'll get as an opening lap time. All 4-4 and fastest right now. How much? 1.3 tenths. That's a bit tight. My tire pressures are a bit on the low side, so actually my pressure correction for some reason didn't work out. Despite the temperature going up. For some reason it didn't. Also, we can't rest on our laurels because this is a fast track, so during the session the track will rubber in. Although we are only 10 people, so we probably won't see much track progression. Slightly the throttle down a bit, but there. So 7 tenths up. I'm having actually taken the corner properly.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
Yeah, boy. I'm zooming right now. Two-minute of freeze. And we're not done yet. There is more. Because we're only on a fast track. Oh, I hit the wall there. Slightly grazed it. I think I'm also out of fuel at the end of this lap, so I would need to... As we need to do a pit stop, I think I will... And I had put into the agenda of practicing pit stops. I think I will just come in and... take a regular old pit stop instead of escaping back to the pits. I can afford that right now. I'm under no pressure whatsoever. Oh wait, I didn't set up the pit stop correctly, so the tire pressures aren't right there. Oh well, let me just... Because I hadn't pressed apply pressures yet to it. Oh well, we're just going to practice the pit in. We won't change tires, we'll just pit in. Maybe add some fuel. And I've slowed down way too early. Also we can take fuel, which means we can take fuel on the race, which means we can run a lower fuel load during the race. This is important. Still missed my mark. Just stopped earlier. So return to the pits. So 10 people, by the way, it's not that many. Also, our Ferrari driver has finally put himself back up into P2, though he's still 7/10 down on me, so it's fine, I guess. Well, we're on pressure a bit short, so let's just put some pressure back into these tires. So, oh well, I need to actually calculate my fuel for the race. Let's do that right now. I don't know how much we have time prior to the race, so instead of running into the countdown there, I will just calculate it now. With a 60-minute race divided by... Oh wait. 3 divided by 60 plus 2. Restore 60 divided by recall. And that is 29.2 laps, which means 32. I'll take 32 times 3 points. The in-game is saying 3.4 consumed per lap. On my fuel calculator over here is saying 3.5, so let's just go for 3.45. So pitting in the middle to anyway refuel, it's not too much of a problem. It's 110 liters. That's quite a lot. Although it's not that much because we're driving 10 minutes longer than last night, so. And this track is more high speed, so I guess. And I'm calculating probably more fuel than I actually need. So 110, that means we're gonna start with like 55. Although we have a pit window, so I'll probably take 60. Just to be safe that we're actually getting to the pit. Oh, we're getting right now run out of time to do any more for quality laps actually. I think I'm just gonna I think I'm gonna drive out briefly, but I will do a pit in again. I don't think I will do another flyer because we're actually out of time for that. Oh god, I just got beaten. Oh, fuck off. Ah, I got too cocky. I got too cocky there. Oh, one guy improved actually passed me. For fuck's sakes, the beam of driver beat me by like less than a tenth of a second. Ah, that sucks now. I got way too cocky there. Way too cocky. That's... yeah, probably a track robot in the meantime. And he finally composed a good lap. Because I mean it's a beamer still, so it's not like they're underpowered in it. Although this track is probably not, I don't know if it suits the beamer or not. Right now we're still P2, so that's all good. We just have to dispose now of a BMW to start the race. Oh well.
Session is now over.
That was nearly perfect. We have to now wait for the pit stop to complete. So, off the jacks back again. Down, right. At my 6,000ths of a second, he beat me. That's a bit annoying. Right. Okay. We do have still a 1 hour long race, so there's that. What is it? It starts at 6 AM on Sunday, so that means we probably need to increase our pressures most likely. Because it's gonna get colder. Although it's an Aussie land, so we'll probably have good temps. I mean, we saw earlier the temps that the previous round of simulation were produced, which were pretty high. So... But we're still starting on the front row, so there's that. Weather conditions, 25 degrees Celsius, so we'll drop quite a few degrees. Let's just put 0.6, I think, into my tires. Jesus. Fuel strategy, use pressures.
20 seconds.
Switch the low beams on. We don't need high beams here. Right. Everything is set, everything is go.
Going single file.
And we're driving without the in-game assists and everything. So we're pretty fast right now. And I'm just trying to warm up my brakes and everything. Although we don't need to do extreme warming like last night. I'm not sure if that's actually a last gen Ferrari behind me and not a evil Ferrari. Not sure. Damn, son, don't do that shit. People, please.
Going double file.
They're lagging so much. I mean, my ping seems to be stable and stuff. At least as far as I've seen. Let's start configuring my car for start procedure. He's not driving particularly consistent, so it's not like easy to line up with him.
Climb, give me look here. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
come on, dude. If you lag.
Clear on the left.
He's not quite clear.
Car on
Seems
the
to be
left.
lagging up
Clear on
and
the
down,
left.
up and down.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
The outside of this corner is just so unknowable. And we've done the important part of passing him already. Now we just have to pull away. And then proceed to miss an apex there. That's not good. 0.3 behind me. Every metric in terms of my latency looks okay completely. Everything I can see there is like completely fine. Okay, he's coming for a run now. I mean, look at it. He's just flying off into the scenery at times. It's like, what is this? It's like, as far as my metric is down at the bottom, it's a bit difficult to watch while you're driving, but like, it's, as far as every time I glance down at it, everything looks okay. Like glance there, but that shouldn't have even inflicted damage. So far I've not really been able to break away really from him. Not really interested in pushing hard right now. It's early hours in this race. Thanks, mate. Thanks. I mean, if you're watching it for longer than like 5 seconds, then you may tell me if I'm dropping frames or something. Because I've seen the guys around me teleport at times in ways that I haven't seen before. But as far as my in-game thing is telling me my connection is fine, and I haven't seen the pop-up for my dropped frames or anything. Yeah, he's picked up the... he went faster than me, actually. I think I nailed the tire pressures, actually. Okay, I'm awake. One car's already retired. Or at least parked in the pit lane so far. What do you think for me? I mean, I'm starting to get used to this car having massive sideways movements, but like, not like this. We're completely pulling away from everything behind us. We've already cleared P3 by 5 seconds. Oh no 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 no! I fucked up. Oh, I dropped the wheel. That's basically race over there. Especially as I have to wait basically for everybody to go by. Oh no! For fuck's sakes, that had to obviously happen to me. Oh, fuck off. 23 seconds of damage. It's basically done. I think I'm gonna call it. Fucking hell. How? Why did I fuck this up? This was such an easy bag and I have to throw it away. God fucking damn it, it had to obviously happen. I drop a wheel in the grass and it's just done. It's over. Oh yeah, it's a massive oversteer now. Down the hill here. It had to happen. It had to fucking happen. Whoa! Light damage on the front. I drive through the kink and the thing dies. I'd hope for a bit less damage. It's just... everything was right there! It was just... so close, but yet so far.
Some severe damage at the front.
That's just so bullshit. That had to happen to me. Everything was going right. This had to happen. A slight millimeter too far to the left. And no brakes because of that, and he just goes straight into the barrier. Where's actually the other guy? He's there. Yes, he's just so quiet with his beamer. You don't hear him whoosh by. So my car impacts the wall. Well, you've just come at the end of the race. It's over already. 3 laps in, leading, I throw it all away. By driving it slightly into the grass there. Dipping half of the wheel into the grass, getting dragged into it, and just flying into the scenery. He would have made it slightly difficult to win, but this would have been an easy dub. It's just... At this point, it's a fucking joke. Beyond. Like, I thought it couldn't get worse, but no, it fucking raced over by lap 3. Fuck's sakes. Oh man. I saw after the race last night that after ending the stream last night that this race would be happening. So I was like, okay. Like, it's nice. Have finally a comeback chance. Perhaps an easy dub. Perhaps not. Who knows? I'm not confident. This can work. And the car worked really nice on the track from the setup out immediately. I was immediately really fast. Going fastest in practice. Nearly had pole in qualifying, but then got beaten by that beamer by less than a 1/10 of a second. In the end, because I didn't drive like half of the qualifying session. And then I threw it away. For fuck's sakes. Usually I will finish my races, but it's just, there's no point. Like, this is just beyond over. There's no point in like proving that I can, in a 10 car field, get back up to P4 or something. Or P4 is actually gonna be pretty hard. I'm getting up to like P6 or something. It's just that there's no point in proving that I can beat some of these people that after 3 laps of running, we're already like 5 seconds ahead of P3. We were just running these everyone else into the ground. There was nothing. Also, I'm noticing that I was dropping frames here. 1774, so I guess my internet was shit as well, just to add insult to injury, which was why they probably teleported at times. Pretty hard. Fucking Hayne Picker. It just sucks on every level. Right. I do have stewarding in, how many hours? Because I'm stewarding the silver split. I'm not sure I want to do that, because last week we had a lot of people to do the stewarding. So I don't know. I may ask them if they don't need me, and I will just sleep. I don't feel like doing that. I don't feel like interacting with them after yesterday. It just doesn't sit right. Sacrifice a cow or something. How full is the server? You know what? Because I have already set up everything now. Let me just... Give me a sec. Come on. This isn't the first time I'm doing something like this, but the last time around, well, the race didn't happen. That's the reason for doing it. Make some cursed live to avoid the bad luck. I don't think it will avoid the bad luck. Come on. It takes always so long to load this. Okay, it hasn't switched scene yet. That's positive. Come on. Okay, but it's on the wrong scene, so let's change that. Remind you that you need to switch to AC. Right, I will leave my display up there. It's gotta be slightly. I mean, it's probably gonna fit into this car as well. No gearbox adjustments. Obviously, take the roof off. Although this overlay now looks weirder. I'm sitting half a kilometre away. Mirrors. Let's say the center is solid. The left mirror needs to be adjusted further left, slightly up, and the right mirror needs to be pretty well adjusted. Right. Actually, save my. Yep, I forgot to save. Alright, save seating position. Switch back to layout 2. Yes, S2000s. And the update rate on the dash is slow as hell. Do I have yeah, I do have headlights on. Alright. I'm getting pushed nearly by that NSX from behind. Guess my center mirror isn't quite centered. And 6 here doesn't do much. Because this is a slow car with traffic server of the Shitoko project. Yes, this is traffic on a multiplayer server. Don't ask me how they're doing it, but it is absurd that it works. And you can race with people through the traffic. I think something that would probably a valid strat is actually just trying to blend into the traffic, and that way actually making people catch up to you and racing them that way. And it works really nicely. I've noticed only like once when somebody came out of the pits that he drove through a car that was there for me, but after that he was dodging the traffic, like there was actually traffic like for me. And you have spots where obviously the traffic takes a different direction to you and it has to resync effectively with you. Like if I go straight down here, traffic won't go with me. I think I'm seeing somebody ahead. I just drove in there, so. Yes, I guess I'm picking up some pursuit now. Oh fuck. S2000 decided that he wanted to merge through me. My PC can't handle this thing. I mean, it seems mine is also now struggling while streaming and playing this. When I drove it on Sunday, it was, I think, a bit easier to run than the combination. Oh, so what is I think the MR2 Harrow spec is one of the best cars. It's not particularly powerful. It's only like 200 horsepower of the slow car sets, but it's pretty agile and nimble. I think also and this is the thing, the traffic will take a left turn there, so it has to respawn now in front of me. It takes a minute. Yeah, so far I've driven the Harrow spec, I've driven the Skyline actually, and the Skyline is pretty, well I raced that against someone in A86 and it was just, I was getting initial D flashbacks because the guy was really fast. Because my Skyline was not turning and his car was turning and keeping up with me up until like top speeds, which you barely get to. Due to traffic. Only at really like top speed I could run away from him a bit. Slicing through their car. The dangerous German driver, yes. Slicing through the traffic here. It's hilarious fun of just slicing through the traffic. They have a WRX there, they have a single Miata. The only problem is their car selection has often like one car. So there's like one Miata, one Skyline. They have 3 S2000, which is nice. And I think like 3 Harrow spec MR2s, but don't quote me on that. I think it's out of 3 or 2. There's some RX-7 Infinis, like these here. And yeah, the traffic will actually take here the off-ramp. And they have also only one of these like slow cars. Oh fuck. And yeah, it does try to like stop when you block the road. There's two servers actually with traffic. This is, I think, the US East Coast 3 server with the slow traffic, with the slow car set and traffic. I would have to check quite the correct name because I usually drive on the US East Coast. Is it East or West Coast? I think on the East Coast, yeah. I usually drive on the US East Coast servers. So yeah, this is the slow car set. There is also the US East 2, I think, that they previously was not particularly much used because everybody just played in the US East 1 if there was pop still available. But I was... but they converted that one with the normal car set to a also traffic one. But this is now obviously with the slow car set here. No 500 horsepower S2000s, it's just 200-ish. Because the traffic looks a bit ridiculous when they are driving tuned S2000s around. I mean, the Harris spec kind of still fits in there, although it's kind of struggles already. And yeah, there's also multiple Honda Civics, one modern one that I just passed, and then some older ones. Just running into a traffic jam here. Hello traffic, would you kindly not try to murder me? On some places you can actually fit in between those cars, in between the traffic. Nah, we're just gonna continue on. Turn around somewhere else. Problem is he doesn't have me on Steam, I think. So he can just spam request on me. Oh yeah, and there's a Sylvia as well, which I think there's also only one. It's a bit annoying. The interesting part is actually because they're just lower powered cars, you can sometimes just enter corners way quicker than on the normal cars. Because they still have roughly the same grip as the fast car spec. But yeah, you would need the slow car set obviously to download it. For fuck's sakes. From S2000 to S2000. But I mean, like, haven't we actually together played on this server? Not on the traffic server, obviously, but on the generally on Shitoku Revival Project. I think we've played already once together with like Jeff and stuff in cohorts. Well, that's death. A slight merger with an MR2. Well, I'm saying that they do wait for you to get out of the way. If you're just halfway on their lane, they won't particularly care about that. You need to like fully block their lane before they stop. On my daily would be in this game, probably not able to pull a gap in traffic. I mean, how low power is your daily that it's... I mean, the lowest powered car actually in the car set is some Chinese car that has like 98 horsepower. And that is after they added already like 50 horsepower to that car because it was too slow. Because the thing was just so sluggish that it couldn't keep up with anything. $70 at best. Are you driving a smart? Or a Golf Mark II. Or some Renault Clio from the 70s. Oh god, the curbing here is dangerous. Quite a bit dangerous. The Ford Focus live. Didn't Ford actually discontinue the Ford Focus as well? Well, I mean, you're probably driving one that is about as old as you. So, there's that. Oh fuck. It's 200 kilometers over the public road. Yeah, the thing is, the collision with these curbs can be quite violent. I mean, look at this. You slightly drive on top of the curb and the thing just wants to completely die. I mean, and in Shitoku terms, 200 kilometers an hour is not much. It's basically just cruising speed. Not cruising speed, that's relaxed speed. You're not even pushing it at 200. Alright, what I'm trying to achieve here is like just wait for someone to fly by while basically hiding in the traffic. I have to downshift to 5th to get up the hill. Yes. I mean, that's... I mean, they're nowhere in the world at this point anymore, mate. Like, they literally discontinued for some reason the Ford Focus. Kinda odd. I don't know what they're, like, trying to replace it with. Because it was their mass market car. At least for everywhere that wasn't the US. Because it was too small for the Americans. Anything that doesn't have a V8 is not good enough for them. And I mean, I think they had already converted basically the Focus towards an SUV from a hatchback, so... Not like they... need to... Man, nobody's coming right now over the bridge. It's about unfortunate. We just squeeze in between these. Oh, I triggered him to go into park mode. Yeah. I mean, that's what a lot of companies have done in the first world countries the last few decades, so... Oh yeah, there's actually some cars traveling on that road as well. Join us. So let me just go on the loop here again. It's really interesting how you can feel these like road bumps here, especially when traveling at 80k over them. It's like bridge segments. You don't really feel them with the faster cars, I think. Yeah, this is disappointing because when I did it last night, I got them basically within a couple of minutes people to flash by me. But now it's like nobody's here apparently, despite that there's like a decent amount of people actually on the server. Similar amount to last night. So, I don't know. This is why I failed geography class. I think yeah, because I mean Renault is I think one of the brands that also run in the Brazilian stock car series from Automobilista knowledge. Yes. I mean the Australians are seemingly also in the same boat with basically car manufacturers leaving them. Basically, we're coming to the conclusion that nobody's building cars anymore. Or they're just importing them from China. Well, actually, China's probably too expensive to produce, and so they built them in India, Bangladesh. Yeah, don't ask me if it's. I mean, I go with the American geography as from a European perspective of there are 4 states. Wait, it's actually I think 5 the meme. Like you have Texas, you have California, you have Florida, and you have New York. The rest doesn't matter. Right. I mean, I've nearly done a lap at like AC. I'm basically commuting now through Tokyo. Brilliant. I've gotten to this point to simulate a commute for Tokyo by joining the traffic. Although the traffic is traveling actually faster in this section than it's allowed even. Because I think this section here is limited to 60 kilometers an hour, not 80. Oh wait, there's somebody behind me. Me not paying attention to it until I realized that somebody had to just stop literally behind me. $86. And the E86 is really quick. Oh, till it dies. I mean, it's basically Euro Truck Simulator. Japan edition. Without trucks. I guess he's decided to escape and not continue after crashing there. That's unfortunate. I mean, I prefer to cruise at a higher speed. Like, I like to drive relaxed, quotation marks, at like 200 kilometers an hour through these streets. It's fine for me as a relaxing drive. I mean, weaving for traffic is not particularly relaxing, but it can also be. But I don't know where everybody is because there's should be a few people on the map, and even with these slow cars you should be able to lap the C1 loop in like a couple minutes faster than driving it at 80k, so I should have basically met everybody that is on C1 loop at this point. Japan Crunch Simulator. The interesting thing part of this is I think there's only like 30 people actually allowed to join the server, like actual people, not traffic. Because the server has 40 slots and I think after 30 you can't join anymore. It doesn't allow you anymore. I think, and the thing is, it doesn't care really, apparently, how many people are on the server, because you're getting roughly the same amount of traffic around you. So I think what is happening here really with the traffic is that it basically sends to each client, it generates a traffic pocket around each client and reuses the fake clients that are joined as traffic cars, the AI cars effectively, are at multiple spots at the same time. It just tells them, it doesn't inform me of a car that is at the other side of the map, obviously. It only tells me about the cars that are around me. So I think that's how this entire system works. It's quite ingenious. I've had one time where the game crashed when I came off the loop and was heading towards the Rainbow Bridge back. So going at the next junction left, it crashed on me. So I guess that there's a certain situation where you can probably confuse the game to death. Oh well, things happen. I mean, I was driving at that point already like for a few hours before it happened, so it's odd enough. Oh, there's some oncoming traffic. And there's somebody flying by. I mean, I haven't driven this even that much recently. Okay, recently I've actually driven it a few times, but like I think a year ago I drove actually more here. Also, all of the cars are merging off the road. From all the way right back over there. Now that is like something that could cause immediately a wreck here. I don't think this actually affects your performance particularly much. The server's probably gonna struggle more with it because it's, as I said, it doesn't generate like more or less cars. It just runs probably the same number of cars. Actually, we could just, you know what? We can just race down to the other end of the map. I think I've done that already. The other direction. Oh man, traffic's tight here. But yeah, I think I've done... what was I about to say? What? Okay. Well, Wangan Midnight is real cars and trucks merging suddenly from one lane to the other to murder you. I need to watch Wangan Midnight. I've seen clips of it some time ago, but I need to actually watch the anime. I mean, I'm somewhat regularly watching these days anime. Gotten actually back into the habit a bit. I'm watching My Dress Up Darling. Need to still finish a bunch of shows from back winter season 2020. Just to give an idea how far I'm in part back with some of the anime. I followed the memes, but I haven't followed a lot of the shows. I guess it's because not a lot of the newer shows had actually good meme culture behind them. Yeah, and up until that point, like basically every show had its memes. Although I think there's a massive missed opportunity with what is it called? Maxed out my level by killing slimes for 300 years, something like that is the name of the title, because Christ. The performance from the VA and like the reaction shots of the witch are just fucking hilarious. I need to harvest those again. But yeah, oh yeah, right, I'm getting back on track. The thing with the traffic is, as I said, like I think they spawn, they try to keep around every player like a certain amount of cars. The traffic is basically recycled around every player. Obviously if players get close to each other, the traffic is synced up around them. But otherwise the server can totally, it doesn't make really a difference between having a lot of players and very few players. So I just merged briefly through that A86. Yeah, I don't think it makes actually a difference for the players. I don't think it will be more chaotic. What you would have is that you would more regularly run into players driving through the traffic, and therefore you would be more and more people racing through the traffic and more accidents of people driving too fast with the traffic. So you have like massive 3-4 car pile-ups, or like 3-4 player cars piling up, because I don't think you can really like gather more than like 4 or 5 players together realistically. It just doesn't happen because they will, any larger group will spread itself out automatically. And this in traffic especially doesn't suit itself good for larger groups of players weaving through the traffic, because you just get, someone gets stuck behind some car like this and you just lose massive amounts of time to the cars in front. And even if you try to do like a cruise, I don't think that would work through traffic. Let's just head down here. Shortcuts! Oh god. Yoink. But yeah, I mean they offer the traffic also on the fast server. But I don't think there's really a point in having the traffic on the fast server, because you just have to slow down all the time for avoiding the traffic. So you can't travel with much speed anyway. I mean, these cars are quite well balanced with the 80k traffic and with this intensity of it. I mean, if you do actually do traffic in single player with, what is it called? If you do traffic in single player with CSP, it has an option for doing that, where it just, I think on track day settings, spawns the traffic in around you. It effectively just, it spawns the traffic, lets the traffic drive by you or drive around you, and if it gets too far away, it respawns the traffic. So you always have cars around you, which is great if you're doing cruising like this, or you're driving on Nordschleife, or I want to do a realistic tourist day, things like that. It's traffic obviously like that suits itself really well. So part of this stuff has been done in the past. It's just the implementing this around a multiplayer server where you're effectively having fake clients on the server that you have to trick the player into, having to trick the standard client into like accepting the stuff. It has to be a custom server. I think they announced somewhere that they're like collaborating with some team that is working on a custom AC server. And this is effectively the result of that. Maybe that custom server would actually be also capable of more cars than just like 40 of. Where did it, at what point did Random Call Sign run into issues with AC's multiplayer? I think at like 60 or something on this map specifically. 50 or 60. Something like that. He started running into issues with desync and stuff. And if you manage the client correct, if you have a server that is more robustly written, and you perhaps trick the client into believing there are less people on the server than there actually are, you might be able to get away with a bunch of stuff. I mean, this server has also like lowered tick rates and stuff like that as CSP features. If you look at if you look in the server browser, it has a bunch of like specifically CSP features it uses, and it applies to actually all of the servers. They use this in Unity since recent. It's just a mess 2000 mounting on the streets, right? Patience. Yeah. The sun is rising in game. Starting to reach the southern end. Ooh, fuck! Got WRX there. That guy just absolutely murdered me. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's like it is one of the most modded games, like most transformed games with mods. But it's basically a requirement. Like, I mean, you can technically play like Skyrim without mods. It's sort of okay, but like AC without CSP, content manager, and Soul is like a fucking crime. Like, that just doesn't fly anymore. Can't do that. It's just torture, and in a lot of ways nothing works without them. Obviously, we're currently in a mod boom because the tools for modders have matured a lot, and people can build on these tools. Allowing people to make some incredible creations. Obviously, this means we have also a bunch of like pretty low tier garbage mods as well being released, but nobody notices those in between the absolute gems. And one of the advantages also ACC has is like a bunch of the content that is a bit older perhaps still looks actually very good in the game with CSP installed. Which is a problem Artifactor 2 deals with a lot, because if you have a piece of content that is like 3-4 years, it's like approaching 4 or 5 years old at this point, it looks like absolute dog shit, because even if it's official content, because the devs couldn't even bother to update their own content. Like the Mercedes AMG GT3 hasn't been... They added PBR technically to the car, but it visually looks like shit inside. And there's a bunch of like official tracks as well. And that game just suffers from like the range of quality badly. That's just not really a thing AC really suffers from that badly. Granted, I have actually found some pretty not great mods for this game when I, for example, as a joke, went looking for like an aircraft carrier for this game. Because somebody asked if like a certain thing existed for AC, and I just like replied, you can probably find an aircraft carrier for this game. It's like, you could find anything basically, so I went like, okay, does the aircraft carrier actually exist? So googled it, and found one. And it's not great, but it does exist. I think the modder could have actually put a bit more effort in there. I've also recently tried out the update to nearly shift into 4th. That would have been a bit painful. But I've recently also tried out the new update to the Need for Speed Underground 2 map that came out on Saturday actually. Tried that out immediately before I even went into the race, and he included actually also some of the URL tracks for the airport, so some of the racetracks on the airport, which are kind of cool. Although more than half of them have a massive problem that the collisions on the walls don't work. So you can just drive through the walls like they're not there. It's a bit of an issue. Some are working fine, some are not so working fine. Also still pretty cool, and the map is now expanded down Jackson Heights, Beacon Hills, and half of the central city connecting to the airport. It's basically half of the first area. Some parts that had been previously in the Underground 2 map aren't actually there, like the Casino Square. That isn't actually in this version right now. That's cut, but you do have the highway, for example, that connects to Beacon Hill. And I never back in the day realized how overly complicated that intersection is. That connects you from... that connects the ring highway, or the ring freeway around the central city to the highway bridge that leads over to Beacon Hill. That is like overly complicated to say the least, that intersection. Like you can get completely lost on that one. And it's like when you're driving down at in the city towards the riverfront there, you actually like run underneath this like stack of like highways, and you're like, oh yeah, they're just there like for decoration and to make it look cool. And then I realized, wait a second, they're actually all of the ways that they're traveling. Because, for example, Need for Speed Most Wanted has on the outside highway, or in the northern territory, there's a bunch of bridges that you can't drive on top of. Right. So yeah, you basically just spectating them. So they're just decorations there. But those highways, that highway stack, when you're down there in this fairly rundown area, with like all the bridges over years. Like, yeah, those are actually the highway bridges that you can race on. Right. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I don't do, I really only play AC for this kind of thing. I download mods for it to try different cars and have I may download some mods, try driving them for a few laps around tracks, sort of things, but I don't really race AC. I've done actually a bit of racing in AC with the, sim racing -gp.net community. I've done that. I raced with those far back in the day in Alpha 2, but like I haven't raced with them too much over the recent years, and then raced a bit of AC. And if I needed one ACC championship, I raced also the ACC championship. That was Porsche Cup. I was a bit unfortunate in that one. However, I did win the AC championship for the 2 AC championships. I won. I think I didn't win the first one. I was with the above. One of like I think 1 or 2 races in there. I didn't win the championship, and then I won the. Alfa Romeo something, which was with the historic Alfa Romeo that sports car that is in the game. 1960s sports car, so that thing was quite a lot of fun to drive. It was quite quick with that one. Even though I think that was also one where in a race around Albi, I was leading already by like 4 or 5 seconds at the end of like lap 3, and I got disconnected and was out of the race because of that. Couldn't rejoin. I was like, well, thanks. That wasn't particularly fun when that happened. I think I did stream that one. I mean, it's now. That was, I think, back in October last year. I think when I ran that that race. So yeah, go figure. I was very sure that would just end in a massive accident just there. And yeah, I know there's some offerings for multiplayer stuff in AC. I just haven't really like done anything. I mainly race in ACC these days at this point. I do still some enduros and Alpha 2, and yeah, that's about it. I do load up occasionally AC to try different mods out, and still have like some backlog of mods that I haven't even tried, despite everything. But yeah, right, we're reaching slowly the end of the line. Because this is the Rainbow Bridge over there. It's interesting, at like 240 you can easily like dodge through the traffic. Without losing too much speed. But we're nearly back. Although with how much traffic there is, I don't know how it will try to merge those actually back together up here, because everything has to head up this up ramp. Oh no, actually some of them just drive through the wall there. You can see that in the mirror, they just drive through the wall down there. Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense, game, makes sense. I'm sorry, bro, I'm actually pulling out of here. I'm not staying here. Also, it looks hilarious when the server like resets and stuff. Oh, that actually happens in 15 minutes. It's funny. But But it's funny when the server resets and all the traffic cars are in the pits as the session restarts. Come on, keyboard. As all the traffic cars are reset back into the pits. So, and then you can just watch like the wall of cars travel out of the pits. It's kind of hilarious. Right. Okay, let us exit. Okay, we're back to this scene without having to do much more. Okay. So. Actually, there's only 11 people at this point on this. Oh, I'm on the EU server. I just noticed. I'm not on the US server. I'm on the EU, I think. I don't know when I switched to EU servers. I don't know. 'Cause I thought I was on the US servers, and I think it like on Sunday also showed them as US servers. Whatever, I guess. Where's my Discord gone? There's my Discord. Right. Because previously I was driving on the US servers. Where's my I have it in this folder, the Shutoko project. Shutoko project, where's the server info list? Yeah, there's a US East server with slow cars and AI. But yeah. There's like also only 8 people in there right now. The EU3 with the slow cars and AI. There's 30 people apparently in the East 2. East 1 doesn't have anyone on there. EU2 has like 27 people, and EU1 only 9. So the traffic is actually really popular, it seems. Seems like the traffic is... I think it's now a couple months old at this point. I just saw the screenshotted the image in my stream where the beamer desynced and floated off the ground. That is right. Okay. Well then, there's not enough driving. I have to figure out how I'm going to. Furious fraud. What? What is now going on? I don't know what's going on now, but apparently something. Right. Oh yeah. I mean, the next race will be most likely the SXP race. Hello, can I load? Oh yeah, this is loading. It's just taking half an hour to load. Yeah, the SXP race on Friday, but I mean, I will be attending one of the qualifying sessions. Decent chance that happens tomorrow, actually. Then I might pick the tomorrow event. For qualifying. I mean, I can do 2 qualifying. I'm still not sure which car to pick for this event. If I want to go GT4, or if I join the 3 other GT... There's like 3 other GT4s. I want to go GT4 again with my KTM, but I mean, Barcelona wasn't particularly good for the KTM, actually. Wasn't particularly competitive. GT3, on the other hand, I'm pretty sure there's at least 1 alien in there. I could be driving the Lamborghini Rex for 4 hours. Oh god. Like, that would actually be torture, most likely. Not that the car handles particularly badly, but like, I'm slowest by like a long shot with that car. There's no way in hell I can keep up with anyone. Like, it was fun in the Spa Big Red race, but like outside of that, it's just gonna be pain. Right. Okay. I mean, I could be driving Porsche GT3R, I guess. It's just the car choice is difficult with this one. It's actually a difficult car choice for once. Huh. Well, I mean, I could try picking the Maserati and try to see if I can beat the the other GT4 teams just with memes alone. That would be mildly hilarious. Yeah, that's a tough choice. I need to kind of like randomize what the hell I'm going to take there. It's too much, a bit too much of an ask. And as far as I know, they haven't announced like a cancellation or like that people will, that we're restricted to one class or anything. They just haven't said anything about this, so it's just, so you're just like, what is gonna happen here? Are we going to like see anything with this? I'm reading from the message. Yeah, 20th. Something on the Bunetics. Okay. Okay, people want us to do advertising for them. No. Before only. Iverson saying he's doing 4 hours solo with the Maserati. Kind of thinking about it. A great example. Great example of horrible idea. Okay, I think it seems still that like the event is still going ahead. It's just people aren't, just things aren't happening. So I guess I will just leave it at this point. Right. The stream has now gone actually longer than it would have gone if I had finished the race. Actually, we could just, before I ruin my complete mood with it later day, just check out how the general chat looks like. Also, the guy could have literally DM. Okay, I'm going to literally shout at the TGM admin for I had submitted an entry a week ago, and you have not checked it. That's a bit of incompetence there. Yeah, right. Let me just... Wait, didn't the Beamer driver actually... the Beamer driver didn't actually win the race in the end. What the hell happens here? He dropped out of the race before the end. Even actually didn't win the race. No, that's really interesting of a result that I just discovered. Some Audi driver that wasn't P3 when I hit the wall won the race. So yeah, I mean, congratulations to that guy. Oh yeah, you wrote something over here. Let's just check that. Yeah, TGM moments is like I had submitted that entry. I am very sure of that, with all the details and everything in there. It's like I would have understood if like a week ago, if they had gone ahead with the race, that they wouldn't have had my entry information at that time, because I submitted it like a couple hours before the event would have happened. So that's fine that happens, but like after a week, like come on. Like at that point, you like at least check it once, and you will notice that someone had submitted something prior to running the event rescheduled, and then not even trying to ping the guy. It's like the first thing I try is like, okay, add this guy, and it's like, wait, he's there, or he's not there. Although it's a bit difficult because with ACC you have to ping and not with ACC you only get the L and the first letter of the last name, except if you pull up the replay. If you pull up the replay, you actually get the full name displayed, but if you just look at the standings, you just get the first letter of the first name. So it's a bit more difficult, but if you type in, I think, Lichten as well, you still find me in Discord. Discord's not as stupid as that. Yeah, there's that. Right, whatever. There's that. I mean, whatever. I told them like they were a bit stupid there. It is what it is now. No, I don't want to create a new transition. Thank you very much. Oh well. I wanted to leave now finally. I need to actually charge my controllers. Oh well. Where's my live stream? Here. Oh well now. Come on. Bye bye.